Uncover our heads. Uncover our heads. We were hungry before we were born.
In today's headline news, a horrifying discovery was made early yesterday morning in the city centre. There, on the step of Our Ladies of Sorrows Cathedral, municipal workers found the mangled dead bodies of several young children. The bodies are reported to be those of local homeless street children. Police investigators are calling deaths the possible grisly result of street youth gang violence and are urging citizens to report any suspicious youth to the police immediately so that investigations can be pursued further. Now, over to John with today's promising weekend weather report. Brings us an intriguing follow-up report to this month's earlier headline news concerning the slaughter of a number of street children on the steps of a local church. According to several reliable sources, a large number of street children have reportedly abandoned the city's streets to take up residence in an area on the outskirts of the city, infamously known as the Heap, a large refuse dump. This report comes only weeks after the massacre at Our Lady of Sorrows Cathedral, which many people are now referring to as the slaughter of the innocent. People who have witnessed the children's activities in the Heap report that what is believed to be about 150 children have established sophisticated living quarters, as well as extensive self-sustaining gardening and food production operations. Feelings among city dwellers we interviewed are mixed.
Personally, I think these kids are a horrible blight to society and the city. I'd like to see them all gone. They're damn animals and should be treated as such.
These children are a major problem, but what can we do? There are so many of them. At last count, estimates were that the city had around 45,000 street children. How do we deal with them? In many cases, these children are very dangerous, not dissimilar to hardened criminals let loose among us. But again, what do we do with them?
We have nobody to blame but ourselves. The question is quite simple. What kind of society allows so many of its children to fall into such hopelessness? What ultimately happens with these children?
You good girl. Right, this is going to be a big one now. You're going to get... Good girl. Who's a good girl? We live on the Heap to get away from the streets. Stop feeling scared all the time. To get away from the dangers.
Grace, have you got that camera ready?
Don't look at me. It wasn't my job to do it.
So, why have Phaedra and Raoul let in a group of school students and their teacher to study us? Study us? I'm not really sure what that means. One of the Thai boys said they're like scientists who study rats locked in their cages. But I don't really know what that means. The students seem nice, but they're not from here, and they don't seem to understand how we live.
Timothy, you can't be serious. Are you?
I saw it myself. It ran across her entire side, from back to front.
God.
I think it's worse than that.
Worse? How?
Well, she told Phaedra happens all the time. At least, all the time before she came here.
Phaedra, Phaedra, Phaedra. It always comes back to Phaedra. Well, I think it's horrible. I can't believe it happens all the time. Do you think she'll let us see it? And film it?
Her scar?
Yes, her scar.
I'm not sure now about asking her. Do you?
Look, she's coming.
Hello, Claudia. We were just talking about you. About what happened to you. About your scar. I was wondering if you could show it to Grace. Just for a second or so. Please, Claudia? Claudia, please don't run away!
He would have back his turn!
I know! I wish we could better understand how these children think.
Claudia's ashamed of her scar. She doesn't want anyone to see it.
Her pockets?
I was listening.
You know about her scar? About what happened to her?
What can you tell us about it?
There was a man. He hurt her. He made her go to sleep. Cut her open. And he took something out of her. Something that makes her work. People say the man sold it for a lot of money.
Do you know what your kidneys are?
No.
How do you know these things? Can you tell us that?
Everyone here knows about that.
But how?
It's the way it is here. Phaedra says, always honesty, no hate, always truth, no secrets. She's right. Hurts to keep a secret.
Yeah, Claudia keeps it a secret from us.
It's different. You don't live here. You aren't part of us. You don't understand how we live.
Can you tell us why? Can you tell us why you and the others are here?
Yeah? That is easy.
And?
And this is our home. This is where we live. Everyone needs a home.
What do you remember of your life before coming to the Heap?
There's not much that I want to remember.
Did you have a mother?
Yeah?
A father?
Not that I remember. One day, when our mother went out to look for food for us, she didn't come back.
Did you look for her?
I was 7 years old. I didn't even know how to look after myself. Yet I was left to look after my little sister once our mother was gone.
How old is your sister?
4. She's 4 years old.
Is she here with you now?
No.
Where is she?
She died.
Oh my God.
How did she die?
Where is she? Where is Mama? Pockets, where is our Mama?
She'll be back soon. Only 2 days. Please give me some money for my little sister. Don't worry, we'll get some money.
I'm hungry. Where is Mama? Pockets, I'm frightened.
She'll be back soon. Only 2 weeks. Sleep, little sister.
I'm so cold, Pockets, so cold. No, your hand. Don't let go. Keep hold. Don't go.
But you feel so hot. So hot. Sleep, little sister. I won't leave you. Nike, wake up. Wake up, Nike. Nike, please. No, Nike, no. No, you can't go. No, Nike, please. No, Nike, please. No, you can't stop. You can't leave me. My little sister was sick for days. One day, when I woke up, she was dead, eyes wide open. I was the last thing she saw.
It wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was. It was my job to look after her, and I failed.
You are only 7 years old.
Yeah? And she was my sister.
So, Pockets, what's your dog's name?
She's not mine. She belongs to all of us.
That must be confusing for it.
Confusing?
To have so many masters.
She's not unlike most people.
Well, I guess you're right about that. So what's her name?
Nameless. When she first came here, we all had our own ideas about names. It was too hard to decide, so we called her Nameless.
That's really clever. I wish I had a bone or something for her. Oh, Nameless! What's this?
Hate that. It's always throw the dog a bone, which never comes. Or if it does, inevitably it's a lousy stone-hard biscuit of some sort. When what I'd really most enjoy is a foot-long hot dog in a warm bun with grilled cheese and onions.
You got a head start from Raoul.
I want that one. Get that one. Mine. Yes. I'm gonna win again. Just you say. No, I did that one first.
I was right here. That's mine. Give it here.
I was here.
Right, stop this! We'll settle this with a fair fight. Fair fight! 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 Fair fight!
And then she said it was because this was their home. Home! Can you believe that? Life in a massive rubbish heap. Life living amongst the discarded waste of others. Home! It's insane.
That's a little harsh, isn't it, Grace?
Harsh. This is coming from a little kid whose name is Pockets. Pockets because the very first pair of trousers she remembered having had no pockets in them. It's surreal.
I think it's quite creative if you ask
Has
me.
anyone seen my hairbrush? I can't find the one I bought. Creative! Good Lord, Gerard, there is nothing at all creative about these children, and I didn't ask you.
You left it on top of your rucksack.
Grace, I think you need to open your eyes and see what's around us. This place is nothing short of incredible.
Open my eyes. My eyes are open, and what I see is a group of pathetic children living in a rubbish heap, a filthy wasteland of junk.
Have you seen what they've done with some of this so-called junk, Grace? These children that no one gives two shits about have created a whole other world out of things people just don't want.
Another world is right.
He's right, you know, Grace. Have you seen the reservoirs they've constructed to capture the little rainwater that arrives here each year? They've built aqueducts to move that water to their gardens. Have you seen the gardens? Grace, they're feeding nearly 150 people a day from what they grow here on their own. It's nothing short of incredible, if you ask me.
And that's not done elsewhere.
No, not by children, it's not. And the food they grow is amazingly natural, without any chemicals or pesticides. I think there is much to be learned here, Grace.
Well, I only feel sorry for them. Beyond that, life goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, maybe they feel sorry for us.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna win this time.
well, you see, we've got, two of these.
Oh, come on.
He's so competitive.
Get me one, I'm still gonna beat you.
Oh, but you've never won the tie game before.
Yeah, well, that's
Our team, most teams, so ready.
partner first.
Wow, you're not going to win. Where's your partner?
All right.
You've lost already, Ralph.
Right.
This is not going to go well.
Actually, today.
Funny.
Yeah! What are you doing? Let's go.
Hey,
What's that?
oh, we're doing amazing now.
Oh,
Hey, come on! Max, roll! We want to play.
Oh, yeah.
Me first.
You go first.
yes!
Hey!
Nice one. Hey, Rahul. Who let the students and their teacher into the heap to begin with? They shouldn't be here.
I know, Maxie. I know. I don't think they should be here either. But that's not important right now. What matters is how we get them out of here.
And what if their being here comes to the attention of the police? You know Colonel Dreadful could get his men to kill all of us!
That's not going to happen. I won't allow that to happen.
There's no way to stop them if they do come, Rahul. You know that. They'll slaughter us again.
I know what you're all thinking.
We've broken an important rule by allowing this group of students to come in here.
They're studying us like a group of lab rats.
I understand your concerns, I do. But there is another way of looking at this. They may actually be able to help us.
Phaedra, do we look like we need help? We don't need anyone.
Especially from a bunch of educated rich kids who study rats.
Raoul, wait! We have to be smarter here. Remember, they are only young people like us, even their teacher. If we are ever going to make contact with the outside world, wouldn't you prefer it be of children?
Contact with the outside world.
Do you think people are going to ignore us forever?
No, I didn't say that.
What if we use them like they're using us?
For what? We have everything we need here.
Protection.
Protection? Even Pockets could kick their butts if she wanted to.
I don't mean it like that. I mean, what if we let them understand us? Let them hear us, see how we live, how we do things.
And then what?
And then maybe we can be free. I mean, really free. So people will truly leave us alone. So we don't have to wake up in the middle of the night thinking Colonel Dreadful and his men are coming to kill us. Look, all of these students have parents. Their parents have good jobs, businesses, many friends like themselves, lots of money and influence. All we have is us and what we've made here for ourselves. Maybe if you can convince these students and their teacher that we are no harm to them and present no threat to the rest of the world, then maybe we can live here without fear and keep what we have.
Maybe we could end up being accepted, Rahul.
Fine. That doesn't mean we have to like them, does it?
No, it doesn't mean we have to like them. But I promise it won't hurt to try.
Can you begin by telling us your name and age, and a little bit about where you were before you came to the Heap?
Sure. Start now?
Yes, any time. We may come in with questions as we go along.
Well, my name is Raoul.
Your age?
Sorry, I'm 16.
Tell me more about where you were before you came to the Heap.
Okay, but it may be difficult for you to understand.
Try.
It's very hard for me to speak about all of this.
Please, try.
I'm not sure I want my story or parts of my life shared with a lot of people. It's my life. People in the city are very skilled at showing the lives of others unlike them on ways that only benefit themselves. They're able to make people like themselves feel better, feel good about themselves by showing what we don't have or have lost.
Tell them, my brother, tell them. The world needs to know. Tell them how you were captured by rebels, only 8 years old after they murdered our parents.
Come on! Hurry up! You, this way, come on! Faster! Come on. Move it all of you! You're too young to die like this. When they start shooting, get behind me.
I stayed like this for 2 days, unable to free myself from the chains that attached me to the dead bodies all around me. At night, rats came to feast on the dead, and I had to stay awake to keep them away from me. On the 3rd day, I heard the sound of the room's heavy steel door slide open, and like a miraculous vision, there was my brother Sidhwa.
It's no good. I can't free you from a chain.
You need to find a hacksaw or file or something from what's left of our home.
But it's at least 10 miles to our burnt village. I don't want to leave you.
We have no choice, Sidhwa. I have to get free. Please, go.
I'll do it. Your wound is infected. We have to do something.
Sidhwa made it back the next morning, carrying a sack holding an old file, 2 worn hacksaw blades, a jackknife, a canteen of water, stale bread, matches, bandages and a bottle of rubbing alcohol. By this time, my arm had swollen to nearly twice its normal size. It took us nearly 2 hours to cut the manacle from my hand.
Sidhwa, there's one more thing you have to do for me.
I can't do that to you.
You must. Otherwise I'll die from the infection.
You saw them. The white cranes. It is a good sign. We too shall soon fly from this place to safety.
We went to the city, a journey of nearly 2 days on foot. My arm was painful, but incredibly had begun to slowly heal. It was strange. It felt as if my missing arm was still there. I would reach out for something before I realised it was gone. On our 2nd day in the city, we found a place to sleep, behind a shuttered food stall in the marketplace. In the middle of the night, 2 policemen woke us up by beating us with sticks. They threw us into a van and took us to a prison where we were placed into separate, crowded cells. We were both gang raped on the first night there. On the 2nd night, the men tried to have Sidhwa again, but he fought back. They stomped him to death on the concrete floor.
No! Shut up!
Shut up!
No! Shut up!
Be strong, my brother, and do not cry for me. I'm in a better place now. You will be fine, and like the white crane, you too shall soon fly free from this horrible place.
No, Sidhwa. I just want to die, so that I can be with you, and Mother, and Father. There's no reason for me to go on.
You must go on, Raoul. You must live for me. There's much for you to do. Be strong, brother, and live. Live for me and all others like us.
Two days later, I was taken out to the main gate and thrown back out into the street. I never forgot the words of my brother. When the time came to make a better place for myself and others who lived on the streets, I felt that he guided us now to this place that we call the Heap. This is the place that I want to make better still, so that none of us have to suffer or die like my brother did. This is my home.
Like Raoul, I hate to relive the past when it's so bleak and horrible. I find it much more hopeful to think of only now and the future. My mum had me young. I don't know who my father is. He didn't stay around. Mum had no money, but she tried her best. It was when she met him that everything went wrong. Steve, her new boyfriend. He lied to her, got her taking the drugs. That's what started it all going wrong. She stopped caring about me. There was never anything to eat, no food, nothing in the fridge. I used to have to keep asking and asking, "Mum, I'm hungry, please, Mum, please, we need to buy some food, Mum!" I was 10 then. At first it was okay. I managed to get free school dinners. I never said anything to anyone about what it was like at home. It wasn't Mum's fault. There were times when she'd hug me tight and tell me, "I love you, Phaedra. You know that, don't you?" But then he would walk through the door, and he couldn't stand it when she was hugging me. One day, when Mum was upstairs in her room, out of it, he just turned on me. Lost it completely. I was his punch bag. Hit me so many times I bounced off the walls. Mum couldn't help me. She couldn't help herself. When the bruises were too bad, he'd lock me in the garden shed so I couldn't go to school. He'd ring them and tell them I was sick. Many times I thought of taking my life to escape my situation. One day, I overheard Steve talking to another man. "You can have her, young me. Just get us the stuff, she's yours for the night." That's when it really struck me. He was selling me to pay for the drugs, selling me like I was nothing more than a piece of meat or a slab of fish. I couldn't tell Mum. One night, when Steve hadn't come home, I went to her room, kissed her on the cheek, and whispered, "I love you, Mum. You know that, don't you?" She didn't wake up. I was 12 when I first ran away from home and lived on the streets. But Steve came and found me and brought me back. That night, Steve brought a man round. When Mum had gone up to bed, Steve and the man came into my room. They pushed me onto the bed
I started screaming. And Mum actually woke up. She ran in and she was fighting and shouting, and my mum tried to protect me. I saw him hit her so hard she fell like a rag doll. Blood pouring out her head. And then she went limp. No sound, no breath, no nothing. I remember screaming, "No, no, 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 Mum!" As if I could stop things. As if I could restore life to my dead, ragdoll Mum. With Mum lying dead, the vultures came. Huge black birds with bloody beaks. I remember a poem I'd read, the time I went to the library to shelter from the cold. Death comes on wide, dark wings. Death has a fat beak that will pluck your heart from your chest. Death will chase your soul from your body and carry away all life and happiness. Death has no friends, but knows everyone. Death has no bounds and goes everywhere. Steve took me to the garden shed and told me not to say a word to anyone and never to try and leave again. But that night, I managed to break one of the panels and slip away. This time, I got far away, got to the city, started living on the streets. That's until I learnt of life in the Heap.
Come on, Maxie, let's go. What is that?
This?
Yes, that.
It's a gun. I found it this morning. It was tucked in with some newspapers.
I know that, but what are you doing with it?
I'm holding it. Looking at it.
Why?
Why?
Why do you have it? What are you doing with it?
I'm just looking at it. Well, Maxie, I know that there are rules against guns here. I know that we're not supposed to have them.
You're high on top of all of this.
I want to keep it.
You want to keep it? The gun? Why would you want a gun?
Protection.
Protection.
And respect.
Warranty. It makes no difference what others think of you. How many times have I told you that? You first have to respect yourself.
With a gun, everyone will respect me.
Are you insane? Are you out of your mind? I know you're stoned, but do you not hear a word either of us are saying to you?
I don't want to use it. Just to hold on to it.
You know there are rules that say no guns are allowed here. You know that.
Hey! What is that?
Oh God. You want me to tell her?
Roll! Maxie, he has a gun! He has a damn gun! You're stoned. Is that thing loaded?
Loaded?
Give me that!
I found it this morning. It was tucked in with some newspapers.
What am I going to do with this? You know what this means.
Just throw it away somewhere safe. But break it first.
She's right, you know. We have to call a gathering to deal with this. The rules call for it. Come on, Warranty.
I don't want to speak. It's easier for me not to say words to anyone. Then nobody can ask me anything. Like pockets. There is a lot I don't want to talk about. And by making people think I can't hear, I learn far more. But you know that, don't you, Mavis?
Take our land. You can have it. You won't resist anyone. We'll go. No, shoot me, not the children.
Please! I beg you, leave the children! Please!
It was after my family were killed that I came to the city and lived on the streets with other children. I hated begging for food from people I didn't know. And then, after weeks, that's when they arrested me and took me to jail. They locked me in a tiny cell with lots of other children, like me.
Oi! What are you doing? Get down from there! After this, you'll never try to escape again. You're going on the parrot's perch. Squat on the floor. Hug your knees. Scum! Street filth! Maggot!
Please! Let me go!
I tried to escape again, and one of the guards tried to take off my clothes and touch me. You know, I fought back, but he took a knife and slashed my face. A week after this, a man came to jail and took me and 4 others to a room where he put us to sleep. And then he cut things out of our bodies. After I escaped again, I came to the Heap. It felt like I had come to heaven. My parents and my brothers were killed defending the land our people have always worked on. Defending it from men from other countries who try to take it over, thinking they are the owners of our country. Well, they can come with their money and guns, threaten, kidnap, shoot, and murder us. But we'll go on dreaming our simple dream of dignity. As children created by God, we deserve respect for our lives and respect for our rights. At least at the Heap, it feels like we have it. Come on.
They say it's a dog's world. Ever wonder where that expression came from? Don't look at me, I haven't got a clue. Under the rules of the Heap, when there's a serious situation, everyone gets called to a gathering where the issue is discussed. Then, if needs be, a vote is taken, with the majority deciding. Let's listen in on them, and maybe you'll see how this works.
Stay here.
meeting begin?
We don't have guns here. It's a rule we all agreed on months ago, before we first came here.
But maybe we were wrong. I mean,
We were wrong.
they all have them. They all have guns and worse.
That's true. Tanks, flamethrowers, submarines, missiles, nuclear bombs.
They. So people in the city, the army, the police, everyone.
I think every shop owner in the marketplace has at least one gun.
Yeah.
Last week, I saw a man shoot a dog that was only walking near his stall.
They don't deserve
But that
their guns.
doesn't make it right to have them.
Exactly. It does. Maybe it's a matter of common sense for us to have them.
Common sense and self-defense.
Yeah.
That. Because they have them and we don't.
Yeah.
Should they decide to attack us someday, how do we defend ourselves?
Yes.
Maybe.
It's a matter of sense and defence. Cause and effect. Action and reaction. Yin and yang. Stuff like that.
Lord High in canine heaven. If it all weren't so serious, I'd snarl at that explanation.
But then when they see we have guns, we'll be a real threat.
We don't want that.
And they're not a threat to us. They don't threaten our existence each and every day.
Exactly.
Who threw us into their prisons?
They did.
Who came into our homes?
They did.
And murdered our mothers?
They did.
And our fathers? And our brothers and sisters?
They did.
And in response to all this, we are to say, we also cannot have guns?
It's not fair. We need to defend ourselves.
Yeah. They do all the killing and we do all the dying. It's not fair.
Yeah.
I don't make things like they are. I only care that all of us are alive, that we are safe and happy.
Phaedra, wouldn't we be much safer with guns?
No, we wouldn't.
Why do you think Warty sniffs so much glue and takes whatever drugs come his way? Like many of us, his head is full of nightmare visions of blood, murder, and death. I was there the night of the church steps. I can still smell the blood in my nose, and try as I might, I can't rid my mind of those memories.
Sustained.
Oh, Nameless, I hate this fighting. What is it that makes people want to hurt one another?
I understand. I do.
Warranty was there the night Colonel Dreadful came into his home.
I was there that night. And it was horrible.
Colonel Dreadful murdered his family and many of his friends. Dreadful cut them to pieces.
He had no mercy for any of them. He shot my mother with so many bullets, there were pieces of her everywhere.
It was terrible. Many still speak of it with great fear today. And that's what they could do to all of us!
I didn't want to see that. I was forced to watch. I was 5 years old, had no idea what was happening or why. I tried to put my dead parents back together, and I can still remember the blood. But I couldn't fix anything.
I know. I know.
But that is the horror that guns bring.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, that's the horror that some men bring.
Exactly.
Bad,
No.
evil men.
They're the problem.
Exactly. Without the gun.
We are gathered today to discuss only one gun. Yet some of us seem to want to have many guns.
No,
That's what we need.
We'd have to have an army to fight the forces out there. Is that what we want?
No.
Shall we vote on this issue?
Yes. All people against having guns, raise your hand.
Please.
6.
Cowards.
All people for having guns.
Idiots.
6.
As is the tradition here, following the serious business of a gathering, everyone gets down to the even more serious business of having fun. Listening to music, dancing, and eating good food. Now for me, but a simple dog, I really love it when I see everyone having fun. Plus, I'm well fed at these events.
Hello? Mother, I can barely hear you. Just barely. No, I'm fine. Just fine. What? Of course not. Who told you that? That's not true. No, I'm fine. No problem at all. It's perfectly safe here. Mr. Powell wouldn't have brought us here otherwise. otherwise. Look, Mother, I can barely hear you. Can you hear me? Mother? Hello? Hello?
Bring your lunch.
This is pretty harsh stuff. What some of these kids have gone through, the things they've seen. No wonder they came here. Who wouldn't?
Yes. I don't understand how people can allow these sorts of things to happen.
And yet they still have so much fun. Shall we join them?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Timothy. We're guests here. Besides, I'm starting to think our being here is a big mistake.
That's not exactly news to us, Grace.
No, I didn't mean it in that way. Look, maybe I was wrong about these kids.
Maybe.
Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong about certain things. But I don't want to see them get hurt.
I can assure you, whatever they're having is far better than this cheese sandwich.
Well, I'm going.
I'll join.
Me too.
Grace, come on.
No, I'm fine here. I hope you've all had your tetanus shots. Well, I guess it's just me and you now, hey?
Grace? Grace! I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard the story of Bill and Mary Ann?
No.
Well, her real name was actually Alice, but many people saw her as someone she was not.
What? What happened? Who's Bill?
Bill is the one who saved her from being too big, but actually feeling too small.
That sounds like a silly story. Wait. What happened?
Well, Alice was very annoyed with the White Rabbit, who was once again mistaken her for Mary Ann. So, when she found herself in a stranger's house, she decided to drink from a curious bottle of liquid she found, even though she knew that if she did, something funny would happen. And something funny did happen.
What?
She grew huge.
Oh. How huge?
So huge she couldn't get out of the house.
So, Bill saves her?
Well, no. He gets a ladder and he climbs down the chimney.
Oh.
But if it weren't for Bill, what would have happened next would have never have happened at all.
So what happened next?
Come on, Pockets! We're meant to be working, then food!
This just in. We have a report that a young girl, a local student, has possibly been kidnapped by the group of former street children who reside at the place outside the city known as the Heap. According to Colonel Diamond, head of the local police authority, who street children commonly call Colonel Dreadful, the girl's parents have reportedly said that they're very concerned about the safety of their daughter. At this point in time, details are sketchy, but listeners are assured that we will stay in on this developing story.
I'm thankful for my family here, in the Heap, and for my new friend, Grace. And today, I'm forgetting that I don't have a mother or a father, and I'm thankful for those things that I do have.
The Heap, the Heap, the Heap is our home. We won't let anyone take us away. Burn, Colonel Dreadful, burn!
Something you are thankful for, and something you would like to forget.
Hope. I'm thankful for the new friends I've made here in the Heap. And I would like to forget that I have so much when others have so little, and that we can make mistakes we can be terribly sorry for.
The Heap, the Heap, the Heap is our home. We won't let anyone take us away. Burn, Colonel Dreadful, burn!
Now, let us eat.
Yeah! So, Pockets, how does Alice shrink back to normal size? Well, she eats the pebbles, which are actually cakes. Then they make her smaller.
As easy as that, hey?
As easy as that. Life's just a dream sometimes.
Grace, can you hear me, sweetheart?
Yes, Daddy, I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. Are you okay? What have they done to you?
I'm fine, just fine. Daddy, nobody
Don't worry,
has done
sweetheart.
anything.
Don't worry about a thing. We're going to get you out of there.
Out of here?
Grace, this is Mum. Can you hear me?
Mother?
We're going to get you out of that horrible place. Your father has everything under control.
Mother, please, why are you...
Mother's right, Grace. Don't worry about a thing. We'll have you home safe and sound soon.
Daddy, please, no! I don't want to get out of here. I'm perfectly fine here.
I know they're making you say things, but please don't worry. Colonel Diamond and his men are going to help with everything. He's assured us that he has everything in hand.
Daddy, no! Please listen to me. I said I'm fine. As a matter of fact, I'm happy here.
You just hold on for a little while longer.
Oh, Daddy, why are you? Please don't do anything
I know.
backward.
We'll get you out of that hellhole. Just hold on, sweetheart, and we'll help you get out of there.
Oh my God!
Grace, is everything all right?
I'm so sorry. Sorry. Are they coming?
Who? Who's coming, Grace?
Sorry, are they coming? Colonel Dreadful and everyone!
Maxie, quarantine!
Are you sure you don't want us to stay and help? What if we could convince them that you'll be nothing to kind to us, and that they had nothing to fear?
I don't think you fully understand the kind of people we're dealing with.
They have no souls.
I think it's best if you leave before trouble arrives. Please, let us stay and help you. We're the ones that got you into this trouble in the first place. No, it's best if you go home to your parents safely. And then, if you want, tell them of what you really know of us. We'll be fine.
Come on. Then let's walk to the end of the street. Let's make sure you get on the bus. Safety.
Pockets. After Alice eats the cakes, did she leave the house or did she decide to stay?
No, she leaves the house. But she's still got a lot more growing to do. And a lot more wonderland to explore.
Does she ever see Bill again?
You know, I haven't got that far yet. I hope so, though.
Will I ever see you again, Pockets?
I hope so. I really do.
Good luck to all of you.
We will miss you. Thank you so much.
Pockets! Phaedra, come quickly, we need you!
Come on, everyone!
Get weapons, now! Hurry up!
Children yet, for the tale to hear, with eager eyes and willing ear, lovingly shall nestle near. In a wonderland they die, dreaming as the days go by, dreaming as the summers die. Ever drifting down the stream, lingering in the golden gleam. Life, what is it but a dream? Life, what is it but a dream?